Welcome to In Confidence, where what we share in confidence helps us grow in confidence. This is the last quarter challenge, the last quarter of the year, our season 3 challenge. Every single week on Tuesday, I'm going to give you a micro moment challenge, something that you can do that takes 3 to 5 minutes that helps you ladder up your confidence week to week and finish this quarter strong. And then on Friday, we're going to have someone come on who shares their life journey and how this particular challenge made a difference in their life. This week's challenge is called Superhero Façade. And it's the idea that what if the strongest thing you could do isn't holding it all together, but admitting when you can't? Because I don't think confidence is about pretending everything is perfect all the time. The superhero facade is this cape that we put on to look invincible, this polished version of ourselves that hides struggle, fear, or exhaustion. I often think about it as your social media presence. You know, we only see the 5 to 10% that's shiny and beautiful. And it's protective in the moment, but it actually distances ourselves from others and drains us over time maintaining that facade. So the challenge this week is to take that cape off, let yourself be human, and practice an authentic version of you that connects more deeply with others and or asks for help. I think that's actually a huge component of that. So I think today's micro moment is recognizing when you do have that superhero facade on and letting it go. From my book, I'm actually going to read you a section from my book, Gravitas, page 28. Women feel the pressure to live up to expectations for these many, at times, thankless roles. A 2018 United Nations report found that women are shouldering nearly 3 times more of the work associated with the home than men: childcare, elder care, cooking, cleaning, transportation, and usually for zero pay. This burden may be amplified in the face of small daily upsets or higher stake events such as a sick family member or their own health issues. With all of this pressure comes pangs of guilt when we feel that we've let others down or not lived up to the expectations of those multiple roles. When we are superheroes, no one is invited to have their fingerprints on our journey. One of my favorite Shonda Rhimes quotes, which she gave in a commencement speech, is, "Whenever you see me succeeding in one part of my life, I promise you I'm failing somewhere else." The superhero facade, when we let go of it, we're able to be confident in a new way, because the most confident people in the world will give you a really good inventory of what's going well in their lives and where they need help, and they'll ask for it. And I think that takes real gravitas to ask for that help. Here's the science behind the superhero facade. When we maintain the illusion that everything is going well in our lives, it builds up a level of chronic stress in our system. When you carry everything alone, your body actually stays in a very heightened stress response. Cortisol and adrenaline spike. Over time, it creates allostatic load, a wear and tear on your brain and body, a physical wear and tear. And chronic cortisol can shrink the hippocampus, which controls your memory, overactivates the amygdala, which is your fear and threat detection center, and it weakens your prefrontal cortex, which is where you have decision-making and self-control. And so being a superhero creates all of this stress in your system that overloads your body and your brain. When we suppress how we're really feeling, it also drains our energy. So when you pretend that you're fine, you actually require constant self-monitoring. This burns all your cognitive resources, and it makes you more fatigued and less able to focus. It also creates higher blood pressure, increased anxiety, and lower overall well-being. The compounded fatigue and burnout of superhero facade, it means that we're always juggling different tasks. There's this idea of constant task switching. It increases fatigue as well. And without external support, our recovery time is shortened. It leads to burnout such as poor memory, irritability, reduced motivation, and emotional exhaustion. I have been this person. I am still this person at times when I feel like I have to shoulder the burden of everything. And so let me be clear, when we were going through the pandemic, I literally carried a huge amount of burden on my shoulders. I felt like everything was my fault. I had to pretend everything was okay. And when I put the superhero facade away was when I went onto LinkedIn in the middle of April of 2020. And I said, "Dear LinkedIn community, the sales of our company are negative because we have a 30-day return policy on clothing. So people sent back clothes they weren't going to wear to the office or events or conferences. I said, if you need a hospital gown or a face mask, DM me." And it was one of those moments where I was like, there's no regrets at this point. There's no risk in telling people how hard our journey is right now, how much we are going through, because everyone's going through it. And if I pretend to be a superhero, I won't be able to get the help we need. And immediately the CEO of HelloFresh, Uwe Voss, DM'd me and said, "Hey, we need 2,500 face masks in Newark at the distribution facility. How quickly could you get them there?" And they sent us funds right away to make 2,500 face masks. If I hadn't let go of my superhero facade, no one would have known that we were struggling. And because I did, we connected with so many people I hadn't heard from in years. People that I was just loosely connected with on LinkedIn, maybe had worked with a decade ago, and they all showed up to help. They all raised their hands to come forward. And that's the power of when you feel comfortable letting go of the facade. You can ask for help when it matters most. Now, I'm not asking you to put it all out there the way I did, but practice it in smaller ways this week. So this week, I want you to do a few things. First, I want you to notice when you feel the urge to put on that cape. It could be that faux smile, the "I'm fine." I'm fine is one of my hardest phrases to react to because no one's fine that says "I'm fine." Or you're putting on a mask because you feel like you have to. Choose one safe relationship and somebody who you feel psychologically safe with. It could be a friend, a colleague, a family member. And I want you to share openly with them something small. "Hey, this week has been really hard. I don't have it all figured out." And maybe you just want someone to listen, or maybe you do need to ask for help. And think about or journal how it felt to drop the facade. Did it make you feel closer, lighter, more real? A few weeks ago, I have a friend who's an entrepreneur, an incredibly successful entrepreneur. And every time I've interacted with this person over the last few years, they immediately within the first 5 minutes recite, "Oh, we're doing this," or "We've launched this opportunity," or "This deal just went through and we just raised this amount of money." They are always talking about all their successes. And a few weeks ago, I was texting with this person and they were like, "Do you have a minute? Can I call you?" And it was 8 p.m. on a weeknight. I said, "Of course." So I called this person. This person just said, "Hey, it's not all okay. There's something that's going on in my business, which I've been really struggling with. I've been hiding it. It's going to get resolved in a few months, but it's been really hard to keep up all the appearances, keep everything going, and to make sure everyone feels like everything's okay." I said, "Oh my gosh, me too. Like that's happened to me too." And they said, "What? You've had something like this happen to you before?" I said, "Absolutely." And all of a sudden we spent 30 minutes just really deeply connecting, because darkness cannot survive the light of connection. And I see this person in a totally different light now. It was a great moment where we both let down our superhero facades and we really connected and we knew we could be there for each other. And now this episode is reminding me that I need to check in with this person today. So I'm going to send them a text message just saying hello. So when you do this, when you take the superhero cape off and you try it out and you see what the reaction is, I want you to think about a few questions. When do you most often put on the superhero facade? Is it at work, with family, with friends? Oftentimes I think about, when do you want to post on social media sometimes, that when you just need that dopamine hit? What are you afraid will happen if people see you needing help or support? Everyone wants to help you, FYI. No one is judging you. And who in your life makes you feel safe enough to put down the cape? This whole exercise is a true testament to building up your confidence. The most confident people in the world are not superheroes. Superheroes are mythical. They do not exist. The most confident people in the world are the ones who can give folks an honest inventory of what's going well, where they need help, and invite people to have fingerprints on their journey. You don't have to be invincible to be confident. True confidence comes from a balance of when you're strong and when you're vulnerable. And so I challenge you this week to realize when you put that cape on, and I want to dare you to take it off. In our next episode, Ruthie Ackerman, an incredible author, editor, someone I really respect, joins us to talk about her journey to motherhood and the experiences that we've been conditioned to believe to do it all on our own. She talks multiple times about when she asked for help and why she wrote her new book so that people know that they're not alone on their own journey. Join us on Friday for our next conversation. And in the meantime, let's leave the superheroes to the DC Comics. I want you also to share on LinkedIn, if you do this challenge, how it made a difference for you, and enter our weekly giveaway. And then if you enter all 10 challenges, you're entered for our big giveaway at the end of the season. I hope you're leaving this space stronger than the way you entered it. If you love this episode, please share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe so you never miss a moment of inspiration. And until next time, in the words of my 9-year-old self, I see you, I value you, and I believe in you. This is In Confidence. Hi, I just want to remind everyone around a little special feature on season 3. We're calling it a little bit of a bonus to celebrate our training plan for confidence. We want everyone to take on the last quarter challenge. So each week on Tuesday, when the episode drops, I will be posting on my LinkedIn, Lisa L. Sun. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'll be posting the challenge. And if you like that post and you comment on how you've embraced that challenge, how it's made a difference for you, you'll be entered to win a gift that week. So we'll be picking a winner each week. And then if you complete all 10 challenges by the end of the season, if someone actually goes on and likes and posts on all 10, you'll be entered to win a grand giveaway in December. I hope you'll join me in embracing the last quarter challenge. Follow me on LinkedIn and join in on the fun.